Oh, hi everyone! Welcome to my channel and welcome back to this three-part series of PCSing to Korea. So if you're here for part 2, then please stick around, and if you're curious as to what I will be talking about, it is all listed down in the description below. Okay, and next we will talk about helpful apps that I think you should look into, and then also apps that just have helped me so far. So grab your phone and I will show you what to download. Okay, so these are the apps that I like to use and the ones that I found most useful here in South Korea. One thing that you'll notice is that Google Maps does not work out here. So this app is called Naver. It's basically just a map app. So as you can see, right there, the blue dot is, that's where I'm at. And up at the top, you would just put in your destination. The nice thing about Naver is that you can use, they have this transit tab, which is really nice. So it'll tell you like buses that are within your vicinity. The next app is Waze, and so I'm sure some of you have actually seen this in the States or use it. It's very useful here in Korea as well. And so, yep, at the top, you would just put in your destination like you would with any other map app. So the next app that I wanted to show you was a money conversion app. There are plenty of other apps that you can use, but this is one that I just found really easy. Obviously, you can change, if it's won or dollars or things like that, you can change it to any type of currency. But as you can see here, I've got the US dollars up at the top and then won at the bottom, and then you can switch it vice versa. And this just gives you an idea, you mess around with it just to see the conversion. So the next app that I love is Papago. This is just really, really helpful, especially if you don't know Korean. So as I'm typing, oops, I'm trying to type out restroom. So you can do English to Korean. So I typed it out, and then down at the bottom it shows it in Korean. And I can speak it too.
화장실,
So yeah, you can not just do, or you don't have to just do text. You can also hear it too. So whoever you're trying to talk to. So that's really nice. So this one,
안녕하세요.
yeah. So very, very helpful. I love this app. It's helped me a lot while I'm out here. And then I use Kakao Talk. And then this other one, which is the VPN. I find the VPN very helpful, especially when it comes to watching Hulu or Netflix. This VPN will allow you to watch your normal shows. You would just choose a US server. This one I do pay for. So next I'm going to talk about Netflix and Hulu when you're out here in Korea. So maybe you're watching this video a little bit later when you're already here in Korea and you're wondering, why are all of my YouTube advertisements in Korean? Or why can't I watch that show on Netflix or Hulu that I would normally watch back home, back in the States? Without getting really into like domains and all that stuff on the internet, the reason why you can't watch certain videos on your Netflix account that you did in the States is that it's not copyrighted here in Korea. And so since you're going through like Korean internet, it's gonna block you from those things. So what some people do here, especially if you have a family out here and you're, off post or something like that, or even on post, you want to put a VPN on your actual through your actual modem and router. Or what you can do is, since it's just me here, as I stated in the helpful apps, I use a VPN service, which I do pay for. And so like when I am watching Netflix or Hulu, then I'll just make sure I turn on the VPN, and then before I'm able to before I log into Netflix or Hulu. So do keep that in mind, because I know a lot of people don't even know that or realize that, and when they come here, for the longest time they just think, oh, I can't watch, my normal shows or whatever that I used to watch back home. Same thing with like some websites. Keep in mind that some websites you might not be able to reach when you're just on, on the normal internet, so you'll have to turn on your VPN. There are free VPNs out there. I don't know really what those are, sorry. But you can just, do your own research, and if you want to pay for the service, then you can, which, like I said, me and my husband use PIA VPN, and it works for up to 10 devices, so that's really nice. And yeah, I haven't had any issues with it. I think it works really great. But yeah, so VPNs are good to use. And next I'm going to discuss shipping times. So if you were to order things from like Amazon or any other type of like American company like Target or Walmart, these are just kind of the estimated shipping times so far that I have gotten. With Amazon, I believe it took about 8 days to get a package from Amazon. So when you do order on Amazon, you'll enter in your APO address, and when you go to like put something in the cart just to see like how long it's going to take, they project it far out, because they know with an APO address it could potentially take a little bit longer. So keep that in mind. Mine did project out like 3 weeks, but I received it within like a little under 2 weeks, so not too bad. I wouldn't waste money on like express shipping things. So for example, Michael sends me, like care packages or things like that, and he sends it from the post office either on base in Colorado or just a regular post office. And it typically takes 8 days. So I've counted it, like usually it's exactly 8 days, which again is not that bad. Just keep in mind that of course with APO or just shipping internationally, there can be issues. But so far, a lot of my things haven't shipped or haven't taken more than more than 2 weeks. So I did recently just order from a company out in Canada, so I still don't know. I mean, we'll see how long that takes. I'm assuming it's gonna take more than 2 weeks, so just keep that in mind, especially with the pandemic going on. Obviously, it could take a little bit longer, but so far, as I've been ordering things, it's been taking 8 to 2 weeks, so it's not too bad. So just keep that in mind. So now I'm going to teach you a few Korean phrases that I learned pretty quickly and I think are just really great phrases to use, and it's like common courtesy and things like that. So the first one is going to be, I guess it's like how they say hi or welcome. So if you were to get into a cab, the cab driver will say this, or you can say it to them. Or if you're entering a store or a restaurant, they'll say it to you. So like I said, it means like hello, welcome, and they might actually say it as you're leaving the store as well. So it's one of those phrases that can mean multiple things, but it's just a nice common greeting. So normally for example, if I were to get into a cab, I would say this phrase, 안녕하세요. And so it's just nice. And I think it also goes a long way when you try to speak their language, like we're in their country. So I think they appreciate that a lot. And then back to my taxi cab example. And so once I get to my destination, so you obviously hand the cab driver cash or your card. So when you're handing something, you don't just like hand it to them like this, like arms pointed out. The respectful way of doing so is, so if you have your card, you typically will hand it to them or hand something to someone with your right hand, I believe. But what you do is you place your other hand here, like, I don't know if you can see me, here on your, like near your arm, I guess. So when I hand it, I'll go like this, and you have it out like that, or have your arm like this, and it's supposed to show them that you're not like being aggressive towards them. I guess like if you were to do this, like that just seems a little bit more aggressive. So you'll see them too like do this, like they'll put their hand here when they're handing something to you. And then receiving something, you typically will use two hands to receive it. So this is handing them something, and then to receive it back, you would use both hands. So it's just something to keep in mind as well. Like I said, we're in their country, so it's just nice if you do these little things. It can definitely go a long way, and I know that they appreciate it. And then so I hand him my card to pay for the taxi cab fee, and then as I'm leaving, what do you say? Oh my gosh, I forgot. 안녕하세요, and then 감사합니다. So 감사합니다 is thank you. So you can do a little bit of a bow if you want, like that's what they do. It's a sign of respect. So yep, as I leave, I'll say that. And then another phrase that or word that is used, especially in like transportation or in a taxi cab, is like if they're driving and you notice that, oh, this is my stop, you know, this is where I need to stop, and he's still driving, then what you'll say is yogi. So like almost like Yogi Bear. So yogi. Yogi means here. I believe it means here. So if you say yogi, and they'll be like, oh, okay, and then they'll stop. And then honestly, I forgot how to say no, but you know, in most languages, no translates pretty well. So I forgot how to say no, but to say yes is ne. So if let's say you say yogi, like here, and the taxi driver says, oh, yogi, like questioning it, then you can say ne. So ne means yes. So yeah, those are really all that I've learned. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, very simple. It's not a lot of common phrases, but it's enough, I think that, yeah, it's just enough, I think, for now. So yeah, the first one is like hi or welcome. So 안녕하세요. And then thank you, 감사합니다. And then here is yogi, and yes is ne. And typically they do it twice, so ne. Yeah, hopefully those are helpful to you. And that's it for this series. So if you're interested to see what's next on topic, then go ahead and click on the video down below or up above for the next part to this 3-part series of PCSing to Korea.